Good afternoon, everybody. We made it. Happy 2023. It's lovely to see you all after the break that we've had here at HireMilitary over the holidays. It has been divine. But we are back at it as busy as ever, and we're really excited to be able to support you and help you in whichever way we can this year in terms of your transition or meaningful employment search. If you haven't met us before, we'll take a moment to introduce ourselves in a second. But we are HireMilitary. We are an organization that is here to support all of the military-affiliated population in finding meaningful employment or a SkillBridge internship. If you're not familiar with that phrase, we'll explain more a little bit later as well. This is our favorite 30 minutes of the week. We get to spend it with you, really listening to you, reading your comments, and sharing as much as we possibly can. So we will give you our highlight reel today in terms of the opportunities that we have, probably share about 6 or 7 direct hire or permanent positions, and then 2 or 3 SkillBridge internship opportunities. Our vacancies change on a daily basis, sometimes even an hourly basis. So the reason we give you the highlight reel, the top line, is so that you then can go and take a look at our careers page. If you've never looked at it before, take a look now. It's hiremilitary.us. 2 clicks of a button will take you straight through to the internships or the direct hire opportunities. You will be able to filter by state and then take a look at the city and see if there's anything that piques your interest or floats your boat. But please don't worry or despair if you don't see anything today that works for you. Like I said, these roles change on a daily basis, sometimes on a half-hour basis. So, keep it bookmarked and take a look. If we haven't met before, I am Lucy. I head up the talent acquisition team here at HireMilitary. I am an Air Force spouse. My husband is stationed at Eielson Air Force Base in the interior of Alaska. And if you've been here a while, you know I like to give you a status update in terms of the darkness and the weather. So I think we're at a balmy 5 degrees today, which is warm, you guys. We were at negative 40 over Christmas, like a lot of you were. And it's still, well, I was about to say it's still dark, but the sun looks like it's peeking up above the horizon right now. It's lovely to see you. I'm very excited to be here with you on your journey this year. And I'm going to hand over to Kate.
Hi, thanks, Lucy. Really excited to be here with everyone. My name is Kate Wood. I'm a senior recruiter here at HireMilitary. I'm an Army vet and currently an active duty Army spouse. My husband's still active duty. We have a pretty unique duty location. We're currently located in Panama, where my husband is working at the U.S. Embassy here. So starkly different from where Lucy's at currently, but we love to chat about that every day as well. Really excited to be with everyone today to share some direct hire opportunities that we have. We'll get to that later, but I'm going to pass it over to Amber.
Thanks, Kate. I'm really happy to be back, you guys. It feels like, I don't know, I know we've been here every week, but just something about the new year makes me really, really excited. My name's Amber. I'm also a recruiter on the HireMilitary team. I'm an Air Force spouse and an Air Force veteran. We are in San Antonio. And I will not mention the temperature for you, Lucy, but it's very nice outside today. Happy to be here. Happy to share some roles. I see a lot of people that are tuning in from the Virginia area. So I do have a Virginia position to share today. But in the meantime, Matt Collins, I'm going to pass it your way.
Thank you, Amber. And thank you for not mentioning the temperature and your location. It's always appreciated. Matthew Collins here, also retired from the AGR program, the Army National Guard, the Florida Army National Guard. So a big shout out to Stephen DeMay I see on here in Daytona Beach. I grew up in Daytona Beach, Mainland High School. I'm not sure if that's where you're from, that's where you're at now, but big shout out to Florida. So I am in a SkillBridge program here with HireMilitary. My SkillBridge is finding SkillBridge opportunities for other transitioning service members. So really enjoy it. Love working with this dream team of folks here on this call or on our LinkedIn event today. So excited to share some roles and Happy New Year to everybody. And back to you, Lucy, in the place that's colder than mine, the only place colder than mine.
Happy New Year. Yeah, slightly colder. And I love this new year, new you, Matt, as well. Up until this point, although he knows better, Matt's always called it SkillsBridge. And we have spent the last 3 months trying to just erase that S from his vernacular. So you did it this morning. Well done. Really thrilled. Lots of questions already asking if we have roles in certain areas. The answer is yes and no. So I haven't been through all of them already, but do stay tuned. James asked if this will be recorded. Yes, this is recorded and it will be hosted on our LinkedIn page afterwards. So if you do miss it, if you miss any of them any week, you can always come back and watch the recording. A little bit of housekeeping from us. As we share our opportunities today, if it sounds like it's of interest to you or you want to hear more, rather than just putting, I'm interested, please do say the name of the opportunity. So if it's construction manager, write construction manager, El Paso, Texas, if that's it, for example, because we come back after the event and we share the URLs. It's really hard to do it in real time. LinkedIn doesn't like that anymore. And so if we are typing as we are talking, it deletes those comments. So we try not to do that. Like I said before, there is not always something for everybody here in the audience. So what we suggest is if you are actively looking right now for a permanent role because it's the new year and it's time to make that change, or if you are separating or retiring this year, but nothing really stands out to you today, we have 2 talent pools on our website, one for the SkillBridge internship roles and one for the direct hire positions. So do throw your name, your details, and your resume into those, just so that we then are aware that you are looking. We go to those pipelines first of all before we come out to you guys here on social media or before we start to recruit ourselves. So if you want us to know that you're available and searching, send us your details through our pipeline. If you have more specific questions after you've taken a look at job descriptions, you can always connect with us here on LinkedIn. But I do stress the specific. If you say, for example, hey, can you tell me more about? That's a really open-ended question. We don't know what's in your brain. We don't know what you specifically want to know. So make that question concise and direct. And do connect with us all here on LinkedIn. We love to have you as part of our network. And it also means that when we share opportunities or posts on LinkedIn, you see those as well. So we can bring you into the fold. So many new names here today. It's just really lovely to see you. I'm going to stop talking now and I am going to hand over to Matt, who is going to tell you about our SkillBridge internship positions. But before I do, I've just remembered, if you have any questions specifically about the employment search, the job search, about SkillBridge itself, do pop those in the chat, because when we have time at the end, we do come back and we do answer those. So have a think, and whilst we're talking, if anything pops into your mind, put it in the comments and we will do our best to answer. Over to you, Matt.
Hey, thank you, Lucy. So yeah, for those that aren't familiar with SkillBridge, it's really simple concept, but it's an incredible program. SkillsBridge is out there for any transitioning service member in the last 6 months of your term of service. It's basically an opportunity for you to go out there and dip your toe in the private sector and be involved in an internship. So if you are 6 months out from your calculated end of term of service or end of service, this is for you. And as Lucy said today, we're going to talk about some very specific roles, but our website lists a multitude of roles. And keep in mind, SkillsBridge is out there. Not every role may be for you. Some of them are relevant to your military experience, but SkillsBridge is just a great program. And we have a great deal of roles on our website. And, part of your transition process should be checking that HireMilitary website every day to see what's available for you. So with that, I'm going to talk about some specific SkillsBridge roles we have right now. One of those is with Texas Instruments as an equipment technician. It's in beautiful Dallas, Texas. Home of a lot of great things, with the exception of a goofy football team with funny looking stars on their helmet. But this would be working in chip manufacturing. And this would be someone, ideally with mechanical aptitude would be preferred, but it's not an absolute or a must. So if you're a strong communicator, a desire to learn a new industry, this role is for you. And this is going to be a role we're excited to jump into in 2023. So again, that's with Texas Instruments. It's in a really neat industry, chip manufacturing. And it also includes a really cool $6,000 stipend to help with your relocation to the Dallas area. So if you're interested in that, that's a Texas Instrument role. Again, it's in chip manufacturing. It's an equipment technician. That's out there for you. Drop us a comment and we'd love to answer your questions. The other roles I'm going to talk about today, I always talk about Masonite. Masonite is one of our super veteran-friendly companies. They, in fact, have their own veteran outreach within, like veteran support group within the program, within your SkillsBridge internship. Just an amazing company. Jake and the entire team over there, just awesome partners. This particular role with Masonite today is an HR manager. It's in Greenville, Texas. Also, another Texas role for you, for someone that's relocating to that big state. You'd be reporting to the regional HR manager. This would be you'd be an HR manager for the plant there. And this candidate serves as a key consultant and advisor to plant management. Masonite is a company that makes custom doors. So they have a very extensive plant production facility there in Greenville. And this would be someone that would be managing all the HR issues at that plant. You would manage plant payroll as well as recruitment and hiring process. So really they're looking for someone with a degree in HR. That's going to be ideal for this. And experience in both HR and, ideally a manufacturing background. And this is someone that's got to be fluent in Spanish. So bilingual is an absolute must for this role. So if you're interested, again, reach out to us and we'd be happy to answer those questions. The next role is going to be for a construction project manager. It's with a company called ERRG. ERG is they do a lot of stuff, environmental, civil construction. This would be someone that does plan, coordinate, and execute those environmental plans. And this role is in Martinez, California. So just outside San Francisco, in Northern California. You review and approve project designs. You'd ensure safety and quality control compliance is being met. So again, think of someone with a degree in civil engineering, construction management. Those MOSs, you think 12 series in the Army, 1300 series, I believe, in the Marine Corps. If you've got some construction background, Navy CB is always a plus. Read construction plans, worked in kind of the civil engineering construction background. They're really hoping to get someone with 10 years of industry experience. Also someone familiar with an MS project. That would be really, really helpful. So if you're interested, again, that's a construction project manager in Martinez, California with ERRG. And then the last role I'm going to talk about is operations supervisor. It's with RBW Logistics in Augusta, Georgia. And again, think of if you've got a strong supply background, this is a company that works directly in supply chain, transportation, product shipment. And they're looking for someone that can come and direct and coordinate the operations facility. So if you got an operational background as well, that's always strong. You're going to plan and maintain systems and procedures within the plant. You're going to supervise staff to make sure there's optimal performance within the plant. And you're going to ensure, ideally, we're looking for someone here with a supply background and a flexible, adaptable leader. So that's an operations supervisor. Again, RBW Logistics in Augusta, Georgia. And again, if you're interested, drop us a comment. We'll reach out. We'd love to answer the questions, the one each is on those roles. And again, as Lucy said, go to our website. You can filter that by industry, by state where you're looking to relocate. And every day that website is very organic. It's always updating. So please, be happy to reach out. With that, I will turn it over to the always smiling, always happy Kate Wood with some direct hire opportunities.
Hey, Matt, quick, we had some questions regarding the SkillBridge program in the chats. So we just want to quickly address those before we move on to direct hire.
Sure.
A couple of the questions and just kind of an overview about SkillBridge again. People were asking kind of along the timelines and who's eligible. So can you just refresh us, Matt, on the timeline for SkillBridge and who's eligible?
Absolutely, Kate. So if you're on active duty and you're 6 months out from your end term of service, you are eligible for this. It's really across the board. And that also transfers over to the AGR program. I know that sometimes I bring that up a lot because it's close to my heart. But AGR soldiers and airmen, you're eligible for this program as well. So if you are 6 months out from your term of service, really ideally you want to start, working this process sooner than that. Reach out to your command team. This is DOD wide. So really it's for anyone that's in that 6 months before you're about to ETS out of the military. That's first term service or retire. So if you have questions about it, reach out, but it is a DOD wide program and it's getting traction. So most command teams, most first line leaders know about this and they're going to be very supportive.
There was another question actually in terms of pay. Somebody asked specifically, do these SkillBridge internship opportunities have pay attached to them? What is the answer to that?
So no, they do not, Lucy. So your SkillsBridge is an internship. So the great news is you're still getting paid by the DOD. So Uncle Sam will keep paying your check while you go learn an internship. So of course, these opportunities are unique when you come to your terminal leave, when you get to terminal leave, sometimes these roles can open up and the company say, hey, if you're willing to start on your terminal leave and double dip, those are kind of one eaches. And we don't want those are specific to the company and to the service member, but it is an unpaid internship. Luckily, you're still getting an LES from DFAS every month, so you'll be fine.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
All right.
Well, let us jump into some direct hire opportunities. I know a lot of people, if you're not eligible for a SkillBridge internship and you are transitioning, or if you're a recently transitioned veteran or a veteran that's been out for 5, 10, 20 years, or a military spouse, These direct hire opportunities are for you. We have many of them on our careers page, almost 100. And like Lucy mentioned before, our direct hire opportunities, they change on a daily basis. So if you don't hear of something today that is of interest or a fit for you, please check back on our careers page and join our talent pipeline so you can receive emails when there are any new opportunities that fit your requirements or your criteria. So I'm going to dive in. I have several direct hire opportunities to share today. The first being field service engineers. These positions, we have 2 positions available, and they're both in a remote capacity, but they do want candidates that are either located in the Northeast region or in the Mid-Atlantic regions. So these positions are going to be working and providing sustainable solutions for sophisticated production processes in the pharmaceutical manufacturing industry. So that's a really fantastic industry to get into. We're looking for field service engineers, ideally that have an associate's in mechanical or electrical engineering or applicable technical school training. And they'd like someone with at least 5 years of experience being a field service technician or a field service engineer. Again, you can work in a remote capacity. You'll be doing about 75% travel throughout whatever region that you're located in, either the Northeast or the Mid-Atlantic region. So if this sounds like you, if this matches your experience and sounds like of interest to you, just please type field service engineer into the chat and I can get you more information directly after this broadcast. Okay, the next roles I have are for all of our intelligence, geospatial, people in the broadcast today, anyone that's worked in Intel across all branches of service. These are some really fantastic opportunities working with a client out of the DC metro area. In these roles in this program, you'll be able to work directly with the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. We have several positions that are open, including titles that are expert image scientist, visualization specialist, geospatial analyst, Intel analyst. These roles are really perfect for transitioning service members coming straight from any Intel background, or if you've worked alongside NGA or a service analyst equivalent. These are really great opportunities for you. They do require someone with a current TS SCI clearance. And if you're interested, you can just type Intel roles into the chat and I can provide more information following this as well. Or you can always go to our careers page at HireMilitary.us and click through and see full position descriptions as well as salaries that are posted with all of our openings. The next position I have is really exciting. We are hiring spacecraft engineers on behalf of our client in the Denver metro area. They are a leading space technology and intelligence company, and they're looking for several different spacecraft engineers to come onto their team. They have some really exciting launches happening in the first quarter of this year. So it'd be a really great time to come on their team and be part of something really exciting. For these roles, they need someone with a bachelor's in engineering or 4 additional years of experience. And they're ideally looking for someone with 2+ years of experience related to low flyer satellites, or if you've worked in the Air Force in an operations center, that is also really great applicable experience that they're looking for. And again, that's a spacecraft engineer. You can type that directly into the chat and I'll get you more information. Okay, the last role I have is for all of our medical related MOSs out there. We have a biomedical equipment technician position in Norfolk, Nebraska. This company is a global leader in services that improve quality of life. And in this role, you'd be doing maintenance and providing quality and timely equipment services on all of the biomedical equipment for this organization there in Norfolk, Nebraska. So if you are a 68 Alpha, I know that's the biomedical equipment technician for the Army, or if you were a biomedical equipment specialist in the Air Force, or a biomedical equipment technician in the Navy, this is directly applicable experience, and you could walk right into a really great opportunity with a great company. They have a really competitive salary and benefits that start on day 1 as well. So if that's you, just type biomedical equipment technician into the chat, and I'll be able to get out more information to you following this broadcast. So unless there were any specific questions on roles that I mentioned, I'd love to hand it over to Amber.
Thank you, Kate. You have some really cool roles right now, like a spacecraft engineer. That just sounds so awesome. Anyways, as we pivot to a couple more roles that I will be sharing this afternoon, I'm going to start with the senior Java developer. This position is completely remote, and it's working with a well-known media company where you will be on their media cloud team, working within AWS to ensure content gets from point A to point B on their team. Some of the requirements for the senior Java developer include Java 8, Java EE, and Spring Boot is a must. So even though they call it a senior Java developer, they don't have a rule specifically on years of experience. They're really just looking for somebody that has that Spring Boot, that is willing to really jump in on this media company and learn the ins and outs. They really want somebody from the military community, whether it's somebody that's transitioning out of the service, a veteran, or a military spouse. They are very, very open. But if this senior Java developer doesn't interest you and you are in the East Coast, we do have a couple Java developers that are also in Raleigh with a really great team. Those would give you an opportunity to utilize that security clearance. So a couple Java developers. Let me pivot to the next one. I have a senior technical support analyst. This position is in Marshall, Minnesota. In this position, you'll be configuring and maintaining our client's operating system workstations and working on some servers. You could really imagine this as a sort of level 2 help desk where it's heavy in hardware and software application support. There's some server work, not a whole lot though. So the requirements that they're looking for are an associate's degree and somebody that has about 3 to 5 years of related experience. For this senior technical support analyst, again, it's in Marshall, Minnesota. They would consider a relocation package for our community, which is really exciting. So as we move on to the next position, I have a lead web developer, also a completely remote role. Our client for this particular position is located in Chicago, and they are looking for a remote lead web developer to join their IT team. And they're in the area, knowing you can work remote. But they do have expectations for this person to work on some more larger scale projects within React.js ecosystem and also modern JavaScript. With that being said, they do have a requirement for a bachelor's degree in computer science or engineering, and they have a preference for 5 years of experience and a JavaScript certification. So if that's of interest, be sure to type lead web developer in the chat so I can reach out to you afterwards. Also, all of our salaries are posted on the job description, so be sure to take a peek. Last one I have to share, I saved the best one for last because this one is open for direct hire for people that are available immediately or for those that are transitioning and seeking a skill bridge opportunity. This is a heavy equipment operator in Lorton, Virginia. Our client offers construction debris removal in the Northern Virginia area. So the requirements for this heavy equipment operator include somebody that has about 3 years of experience operating excavators, off-road trucks, and loaders. They are seeking somebody that has a mechanical inclination, as you'll be doing those daily checks, adjustments, some minor repairs as needed. For our partner company, the COO is a Navy veteran. They're looking for military vets to join their team. Again, highly desire that they have that heavy equipment background as they look to grow their team into the new year. So that's a last position I have to share. If you're interested in any of them, be sure to drop the job title in the chats. And I think that's about it. Lucy, I'm going to pass it back your way.
Well, thank you. So we have had a couple of questions this afternoon. I will just go with the main ones that I know we haven't answered the questions to already. So Veronique asked, do we hire military spouses? So we're a staffing agency in essence, and we support the employment of all of the military affiliated community. So if you're a veteran, a transitioning service member, a spouse, or a dependent, we can help you. So the answer, too long didn't read, is yes, absolutely we can. Kay asked, how about somebody in the med board process? We help everybody. So if you are transitioning out and you have eligibility for SkillBridge, we can help you. If you're transitioning out and you can't do that or that doesn't work for you in terms of your timescales, we can support you in being able to put you through the recruiting process for any of our direct hire opportunities. And I think this is really key to answer as well today. when you engage with us, you do need to be battle ready. And by that, I mean, you need to know where you want to go, the sorts of jobs you want to apply to, and you've got your resume more or less up together. Obviously, there's some tweaking and tailoring when you do apply to specific roles, but we aren't career counselors, we are recruiters. And the distinction really there is a career counselor will walk you through the process, they'll help you look for roles, they will hold your hand and be by your side in the due diligence and the research part of it. We come next. When you are ready and you're good to go and you've been helped to get to that point and you know what you're looking for, that's where we come in. So do on a daily basis get asked lots of questions in terms of, hey, can you help me with my resume? Hey, can you help me with my interview skills? I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do. And because we are unable to help at that point, we have built a great partnership with Hire Heroes USA. So if you are looking for the before part of the process and you're really looking for support and counseling there, do engage with them. Let them know that you've come to them through us and they will be able to give you the help that you are looking for. Somebody else asked, I think it was Brandon a bit earlier, hey, been following us for a while, but you never have any roles in Nevada. What's up? Does anybody know if there are any roles? So I think I'm not speaking out of turn, and Amber and Kate, you may know a bit more, but I feel like we might be getting some roles in Nevada coming up in the future. Am I right? With the specific organization that we will be working with in the next couple of months?
Yes,
Perhaps.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I think again, I'm going to steal Lucy's tune here. Too long, didn't read. Please bookmark our careers page. Like she said, our roles are changing on a daily, hourly basis. Outside of our lives here, we constantly have meetings with all of our clients and we take in new roles every day. So please bookmark it. Fill in and join our talent pipeline. You can put in specific criteria on states that you're interested in, different fields you're interested in, and qualifications that you have. And then we reach out to you if there's roles that are a fit as well. So yes, we will have roles in Nevada in the near future, but definitely bookmark our page and check back on a regular basis to see when we post them.
Yeah, thank you. We're hyper aware that we don't cover every state, and that is our intention. By the end of this year, we should have roles in every single state, but we're still growing. But we are very excited to be here, and Brandon, I can see that you heard us talk that through. Nothing more from me today. No more questions here. I see that Brandy, Walker, and before Agby, two of our other recruiters have been in the chat answering some of your questions. We will go back through afterwards, but it leaves it to me to say, very happy new year. Whatever you are hoping to achieve this year, we really wish you all the best. And we will see you again next week, 2 p.m. Eastern time, every Tuesday afternoon. Bye-bye. Thank you.